Hello, I'm Dr. Edward, the Healing Vet. And though I haven't done one of these weekly updates for a while, I really want to get back into the swing of getting here on the screen with you all and sharing important information, because there is a lot that we can talk about that's going to make a positive difference for your pets and for you. Now, I'm currently recovering from a little dose of COVID. I'm still testing positive. I've still got a bit of symptoms. And I've had to cancel a whole lot of stuff over the last week and weekend because I just didn't have the capacity. And I know that if I push too hard when I'm unwell, I'm generally going to make myself sicker, make my recovery longer. And in some cases, which I used to do, I used to be incredibly good at this back in the day, is that I'll keep pushing until I collapse in a heap and I'm really seriously unwell for extended periods, like weeks of unable to do anything at all. So self-care, one of the critical components of really good self-care that serves you and serves your life and helps you serve more people and animals in your life in a good way, is an ability to say no in a healthy way, to say no to things, to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm sorry, we're going to have to reschedule this. No, I'm not available. Even though I booked this time to spend with you, something's come up and I'm unwell and I can't do it. Now, humans in general are significantly awful at healthy no's. Most people will do everything they can to avoid saying no to people or to their animals. And we're going to come to that in a little minute, because your animals can be your greatest teacher on the way to being comfortable with a healthy no, to look after yourself when you need to. Now, the thing about a healthy no is that most people that you give a healthy no to don't want to hear it. So this leads to some level of conflict. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to be willing to face that if you're really going to care for yourself and love yourself in the way that you need to be cared and loved for, to be healthy. Because if you're not healthy, and I can tell you this from experience, because for many years I had chronic fatigue syndrome and I was unhealthy and my life was pretty crappy. If you're not healthy, you cannot serve yourself and you cannot serve your loved ones. You cannot serve your animals and your community, the people that you serve in your work. You just can't. If your cup is not overflowing, sooner or later you're going to end up in a heap on the floor, miserable, aching, unwell, and sometimes permanently injured from not caring for yourself. But what you can do is that you can work with your animals. You can start off practicing your healthy no with your beautiful pets, because your pets need healthy no's from you too. And humans are even worse at expressing a healthy no with their beautiful pets than they are with other humans. Now, most people I work with, pretty much let their dogs and cats do whatever they want whenever they want, and they will never say anything to their animals that makes them feel the least little bit frustrated, uncomfortable, or put out whatsoever. Now, this, while it's the easy route, and while the animals, being very, very intelligent, highly manipulative, lovely little creatures, they will absolutely game you every way they can to get that, because they want that, even if it's not the best thing for them. And it's not the best thing for them. That's the problem. But most humans, I watch them and their dogs come in and out of their personal space whenever they want. The dog owns the human's personal space. This is not healthy for the dog, because then the dog knows that the human is not a leader. When you've got a group of dogs, there'll always be one dog that is a natural leader, and all the other dogs will ask if they can come into that dog's space. Now, you probably won't even see that, because it's often very subtle body language when they're asking, but they do. And if you want to be a strong leader for your pets, to make them feel secure, safe, and happy, and so they can be calm and relaxed, at some point you've got to own your personal space. So one of the no's, there's two no's that you can start practicing with your pets. Number one is, no, I don't want you to come into my personal space right now. I'd like you to stay out of my personal space and respect that. I'm asking you to do that. Right? Now, it's pretty easy to do. You put a hand out, you get upright body language and strong eye contact, and you say, no, out. My space, out of my space. You got to mean it, because if you don't mean it, they'll just keep walking into, I can see by your body language you don't mean it, so I'm going to come and do whatever I want because I'm a pushy dog, like my little Mitzi. I've got to reinforce this with him now and then. He's a funny little guy. But what the secret of saying no to your dog in terms of, no, you can't come into my personal space right now, as you do, out. And you got to mean it. But you got to keep them out, because, your dog is going to go, well, I've always been able to come into your space whenever I feel like it, so I'm coming in anyway. So then you got to get a bit of mojo. You got to go, whoa, no, I mean it. I mean it. You must stay out of my space for a little while until you actually respect what I'm asking of you. Now, respect is going to look like your dog stopping to push to come in, stopping pushing to come in. And that means that it's going to stop leaning and pushing and trying to come into your space and actually respect that you're saying, whoa, out of my space. Then the next thing that's going to happen is that you want to see them relax a bit, relax into themselves, sit down and start going, okay, cool. You've asked me to stay out of your space. I'm out of your space. What do you want next? And then, you can invite them in and give them pats. Once they've respected what you're asking, once they've respected your no to coming into your personal space. Now, the second thing that you can do, and this is a really easy one to start practicing a healthy no with your pets, is you can start saying, no, you can't have that little treat, that bit of food right now. No, stop hassling me. I'm not going to just give you food because you're annoying me and you're feeling a little bit hungry. No. Now, your pet's going to go like this. I'm going to die of hunger. And at that point, you got to go, don't be ridiculous. Look at you. You're terrifically well padded and very well fed, and you're not having that treat away. No. Or if you want to take this to another level, one day a week, you feed your pets an hour or two later than normal. And for that hour or two, when they're badgering you, it's like, no. So you get practice at the emotional discomfort of a healthy no by doing this with your pets. Your pets get to learn resilience, because a little bit of frustration doesn't hurt them in that respect at all. In fact, it's incredibly beneficial. If you really want to go next level with the food thing and saying no to your pets putting demands on you, and you're just going, no, I'm not going to yield to your demands, you can fast your pets one day a week. You can fast them, give them no food at all. Now, I do that with my pets every week. When I first started it, man, they hassle the crap out of me. It's like, no. You're not having food today. It's fasting night. And they still hassle me a little bit. But the thing is that if you practice this with your pets, there's benefits for your pets. There's big benefits for your pets. But the benefit for you is when you start doing this with your pets, you're going to show up to be able to do it with humans. Now, a healthy no with other humans, especially when it comes to overworking or people demanding time and energy from you when you don't have it to give in a healthy way, where it's going to compromise you and things like that. You need to learn how to say no. But the human, just like your dog, is going to go, how dare you say no to me? I will not take that. They put pressure on you to give an unhealthy yes, a yes that harms you. If you've had practice with your dogs, I've got to tell you, your dogs are actually more determined and harder to say no to than most humans. So what happens then is you're going to be able to start to say healthy no to humans in your life, in work, in relationships, in friendships, much more easily than you ever could before. The other really critical ingredient for a healthy no for you when it comes to interacting with humans is to get really clear about what you're not going to tolerate. In other words, get really clear about what your boundaries are around what you will accept into your life and what kind of demands you're willing to be placed under in your life. So that's that. Healthy no. It will change your life in the most unimaginably beautiful ways if you start doing this, and if you get stuck into this and you do it consistently. So I really do encourage you to start no to your pets in a kind way. not in a nasty way, but it's just like, no, there are boundaries here, my friendly furry little critters, and that's the way we're going to roll. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging out with me today for this little update. I will look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye for now.